What's up, everybody? Jefe Picks here for the Odds Trader, guys. Week 9 in the NFL season kicks off with a Thursday night football matchup with the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. This should be the return of Lamar Jackson for Baltimore. He probably would have returned last Sunday if they didn't have a Thursday night game to follow. Tough to bring a player back from injury and then ask him to play on short rest, so I understand why they did that. Ravens still won that game versus the Bears, even without Lamar. And the Dolphins last week went into Atlanta and looked like a brand new team, to be quite honest with you. Tua threw for 4 passing touchdowns. The defense was stout and really made life very hard on the Falcons offense, and they got their second win of the season. So you have a 2-5 Ravens team and a 2-6 Miami team. This is a hard game to look at and try to figure out how the game itself is going to go. Lamar coming back from an injury, hasn't played in a long time. You got to think there's going to be a little bit of rust there and him getting back into true game speed, game shape. Dolphins are coming in feeling good about themselves. The best that they felt this year thus far. Their offense looked the best that it has thus far. So I'm going to use those two factors, and that's where I'm going to go with my PODs, which are both going to be player props, one for each team. Let's start off with Miami. I'm going to go with Jalen Waddle over 4.5 receptions. It's going to be at minus 145 odds. I think that Miami's going to have a tough time running the ball, as I think Baltimore's strength is that defensive line and the linebackers. And so with that being said, I think Tua's going to have to pass, as he did last week. And his most favorite target, his most trusted wide receiver is Jalen Waddle. Do I think Jalen Waddle is going to have a whole lot of yards? I'm not positive about that. But I think he'll have the opportunity with a lot of targets, which is why I'm more comfortable taking his over on receptions, over 4.5 at minus 145 odds. Moving on to the other side, Ravens. Lamar coming back. It's going to take a little bit of time to get into game speed, game shape. So I think it's going to be a little more reliant on Derrick Henry, who can absolutely take that load, if you will. And I'm looking at Derrick Henry, I'm looking at his over rushing yards, and yeah, he's averaging around 72 rush yards a game, but I think this is a good spot. Dolphins defense that has been known to give up some yards on the ground and some points for sure. Give me Derrick Henry over 89.5 rush yards and minus 115 odds. I can see Derrick getting a couple touchdowns and even hitting 100 rushing yards. I do think this will be more of a let's rely on Henry as the primary offensive guy and let Lamar work his way into the offense type of game plan for the Ravens. So it's recap my two PODs for Ravens Dolphins Thursday Night Football Week 9. Derrick Henry over 89.5 rush yards at minus 115 odds, and Jalen Waddle over 4.5 receptions at minus 145 odds. I'm Jefe Picks with the Odds Trader. Let's cash, everybody.